Okay.
Chapter 2, Doran and the Sacred Shrine. The village of Doran has only existed for a little more than a decade. It came into being after the mighty warrior Doran and his powerful party of adventurers responded to a desperate call from wood elves who lived in a forest nearby, who were being terrorized by a band of hill giants. Doran and his party traveled to the forest and slew the giants, saving the wood elves from certain destruction. So grateful were they that they built a shrine in their woods and told him that the shrine is sacred and that they built it to honor him and his fellow adventurers. They told him that they are free to come here as often as they want, and that they could even live in the woods with them if they so desired. That last statement took Doran by surprise, for it was fairly well known that wood elves are isolationists who don't live in civilized areas, preferring to live in the deep, dense forests by themselves. Apparently, they didn't fully realize what offer they just made to him, for they never thought he'd ever actually come live with them in their forest. But Doran was captivated by the beauty of the woods and said to the wood elves that he longed to retire and that he would love to build a castle in their forest. They were about to object, but realizing what they had just said, they felt they had no choice but to let him build his castle in their forest. Doran knew the wood elves weren't pleased at the thought of him doing this, but since they offered, and since he just saved their lives, and since he wanted to build a castle here, he did so. He was already well known, so it wasn't long after he started building it that people came to visit him, to see the great warrior lord and his band of adventurers who slew the hill giants and saved the wood elves. Over the next several months, many who came to visit stayed and built homes of their own. They even named the woods the Doridian Woods, and slowly a village started to form. Once word of this reached the wood elves, who for obvious reasons no longer lived in this part of the forest anymore, they were quite upset and went to see Lord Doran immediately. They initially demanded that everyone else be forced to leave. But after a couple hours of intense negotiations, a compromise was finally agreed upon. The people can stay, but construction of a wall around the village must begin immediately, and all travel to and from Doran must be restricted to only the roads leading into and out of it, which it mostly was anyway. Doran explained to the wood elves that he would not command the villagers to only travel on the road, but that he would highly recommend it, saying that it was in their best interest to not upset the wood elves who lived in the forest. To this the wood elves agreed, and so it was done. Wooden signs were posted on the roads at the entrances into the forest stating this. Lord Doran agreed to their terms for the following reasons. 1. The people didn't have to leave, and travelers would be free to travel to and from Doran. 2. The village would be much safer to live in with a wall around it. 3. Doran didn't want the town to keep growing either. Like the wood elves, he enjoyed the solitude of the forest. 4. The wood elves agreed to it. Thus the negotiations ended. Thus he could go back to enjoying his life in his castle. That was a little over 10 years ago. Today, Doran is a thriving village. A village that is limited in how far it can thrive, but it's still thriving. Also, because of the wall, Doran is now a very safe town to live in. Most villages are not in a forest. A river runs through the town, so a couple times creatures have come inside that way, but they were quickly dealt with. The last time was a few months ago. A group of goblins tried to enter at night, but the guards who walk the walls regularly killed one quickly, and they all fled. While living in Doran, the adventurers learned that less than a day's travel through the woods to the southeast, off the road, lies a sacred shrine. Many rumors have formed surrounding it. Some say it's magical, cursed, just a shrine. That it's only magical for Lord Doran, and so on. So they've headed out to try and find it, mostly out of curiosity, but also in hopes that it's magical and will benefit them in some way. The wood elves could pose a problem, though, as they don't want anyone walking around in their forest, so they're hoping they won't run into them. Well, most hope they don't run into them. Latia. I always feel good when I'm walking in a forest. It just feels right. Shinfia. News bulletin. Half-elf ranger druid feels at home in forests. In other news, dwarves prefer roast duck over iron rations. Nightwind almost burst out in laughter, but caught himself, not wanting to make any loud noises. Shin, that was hilarious, but please stop with the jokes right now. I don't want to start laughing out loud. Shinfia. Oh, you're right. Sorry. Do you think it's much further? Jack. We've only gone like a mile, maybe 2, so I'm guessing we're maybe halfway there? Lightmane. Some said it's just a few miles away. Others said it's less than a day's travel, so who knows? By the way, Jack, what spells did you memorize? Jack. Magic missile and sleep. What else? You? Oh, and if I didn't say it, thank you for letting me copy those spells from your spellbook. Lightmane. Sure thing. Same. But I also have detect magic and read magic, which we might need at the shrine. Jack. I have those too. Figured you were just talking about level 1 spells. I think we should. All of a sudden an arrow landed about 10 feet in front of them, right on the trail. It was facing them. The party stopped immediately, fear and shock on their faces. Immediately 2 more arrows hit the ground next to the first arrow. One was facing to their right, the other to their left. They heard a voice up ahead and saw Belfin and Phileas coming back towards them with their hands up. Female voice. Scouts! Cute! Good idea! But then again, nah, not really. You are not welcome in our forest. You are surrounded, as there are 20 of us hidden all around you. If you wish to live, turn back now. Travel through our forest is only allowed on the roads. We do not wish to harm any of you, but we will if you give us no other option. Belfin, speaking quietly and quickly. We never saw them. They shot an arrow in front of us too, and told us to move back here immediately. We saw nothing. Phileas. I still don't see anyone. What the hell? Lightmane. I see a few of them now, in the trees. Wood Elf. Only because we let you, Elf. Lightmane, surprised she heard him, doubted her words, seeing how amazing an elf's vision was, but he had yet to locate her, which concerned him. Latia. May we speak to you? We just want to see the shrine, and we'd love to meet you and talk to you. The wood elf's voice seemed to come from up above in the trees, but Latia found it quite difficult to pinpoint where in the trees it was coming from. Wood elf. We do not want to speak to you. You are trespassing on our land. Now turn around and go back to Doran and leave us alone. Just then, the wood elf heard a female voice that she did not recognize and had no clue where it came from. Dalma, talk to them, the voice said. Dalma whirled around, looking for who spoke to her. Lightmane, I see another one. It's a female. Lightmane spoke up. We meant no harm. We just wanted to see your shrine that you built for Lord Doran. We are sorry we've upset you. We will go. Latia, no, I want to talk to them. Lightmane, Latia, we said we'd respect their wishes, remember? Latia, of course. I just want to try to talk to them, so let me. Latia spoke up. May I please speak? Dalma, who said that? Show yourself. The party heard the wood elf and wondered who she was talking to. The voice, Dalma, trust me. Show them the shrine. You have nothing to fear. Just trust me. Dalma started shaking, confused by this voice that she heard but couldn't see. Then, all of a sudden, something came over her and she became calm. Dalma, I don't know who this is, and I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm going to trust you. How do I know I can trust you? Who are you? But there was only silence. Dalma looked around one last time, but saw and heard nothing. Dalma came out from behind the tree she was hiding in and slid down a vine, dropping herself around 10 feet from the party. They were quite amazed at what they saw. She was just over 5 feet tall and slender, with medium-length dark brown hair that had dark yellowish streaks running through it. Her eyes were a bright yellowish blue that seemed to dance in the sunlight as they looked at her. Her appearance seemed quite strange, and yet also stunningly beautiful, in a way that's hard to describe. Her skin was a light brown color that also seemed to have a slight greenish, yellowish tinge to it that was oddly captivating. Dalma. I am Dalma, leader of this group. I am listening. Shocked and still staring at Dalma, Latia wasted no time. Latia. I am Latia. This is Lightmane, Shinfi. Dalma cut off Latia abruptly. I don't need your names. Say what you wish to say. Nervous, Latia tried her best to remain calm and spoke, somewhat slowly and carefully. Latia. We just wanted to see the shrine that you built. We've heard stories about it, that it's magical. We are adventurers. We were hoping to maybe benefit from it in some way. We feel very honored to meet you. You are very beautiful. Again, Dalma interrupted her. Yes, I see. So you just want to see it, and then you'll leave. At this point, Latia wanted very much to try to talk to her, but thought better of it. Latia, we would only hope we could stay a while, but if that is what you require, then yes, we will leave. The rest of the party remained silent, not wanting to upset the wood elves in any way. Dalma, very well. We will take you to the shrine. Shocked at what they just heard, they were about to start celebrating, and Latia started to say thank you. But Dalma interrupted her again. Dalma, the price to see the shrine is 3 silver pieces per person. Latia, wait, what? 3 silver? Each of us? I don't think we have that much money. Wait, let me check. How much do we have, guys? Check. We only have 14 silver and 37 copper pieces left. We spent almost all of our money buying supplies. This is our first day adventure. Dalma, enough! 24 silver. Pay it or leave. The voice. Dalma, trust me. Let them see it for 1 silver piece each. No one else heard the voice. Dalma, shocked at what the voice said, was about to object when a calm came over her again. Dalma, wait, what? Latia, what? Dalma, not you. Hold on a second. Dalma was about to say, you want me to agree to their offer? But instead said nothing. Somehow she knew that whoever was speaking to her could be trusted implicitly, so she relaxed and became calm. Dalma, Latia, we will let you all see it for 1 silver piece each. Can you do that? Latia didn't know what was going on, but she was quite happy with what she just heard. She was talking to a wood elf. They were actually having a conversation, and she was beside herself with joy. They certainly didn't want to spend any more money, but a wood elf just compromised with her, so she felt she had no choice. Latia, that is a lot for us to pay, but you are most gracious in making such a fair offer. We will pay you 8 silver, and thank you very much for allowing us to talk to you. The rest of the wood elves came down out of the trees, sliding down vines in amazing fashion. They said nothing, but there were around 20 of them, which was quite intimidating. Dalma, we will now take you there. It is just up ahead. The wood elves surrounded them, and Dalma led the way. The trail turned to the right and came around back to the left in a circular path. At first, all they saw was the forest. Then, just like that, they were in a grove of trees with what once was a great huge tree in the center. It looked like it had been reshapen and woven into a beautiful-looking shrine or temple. It seemed like you could sit or lay in it, as well as near it, for the ground there was covered in vegetation that looked pleasant to the eye. Next to the shrine was a beautiful-looking wooden sign that was colored green and brown with yellow streaks that swirled through all of it, making it appear quite beautiful to look at. It had writing that they didn't recognize. Next to it was a stunningly exquisite-looking large wooden chest that seemed to be a part of the shrine. Its wood glistened in the sunlight. The sign was written in the language of the wood elves. Dalma walked over to it and read it to them. Dalma. The sign reads as follows. All are welcome to lay here and rest, to receive the blessings of this shrine. All who are in need of something more must lay their gift within the chest and sit or sleep for 1 day. Only the proper gift will bestow upon you that which you are in need of. The party could not believe the words that they just heard from Dalma. This clearly wasn't just a shrine. Sheila. You know what's weird? Bale. Besides the fact that I was somehow transformed into a half-dog creature thing? No, what's weird? Sheila. The fact that I can't change that the fact that I can't turn you back. I mean, how is that possible? This makes no sense, and everyone I've talked to is just as baffled as I am. Bale. When I saw you and realized who you are, I was certain that I had nothing to worry about. Now I'm terrified. But what's even more scary is that I'm starting to get used to being this half-dog, half-human thingy. It's oddly fascinating, yet still terrifying. Sheila. I'd say more like polymorph other Mordenkainen and hound thingy. Oh wait, half-dog, half-human thingy. Ooh, I like that. Bale. Oh no. Sheila. Singing. He's a half-dog, half-human thingy, a half-dog, half-human thingy. Bale, please stop. Sheila, oh, okay. Bale seemed a little surprised that she agreed to stop, but thankful also. Thank you. Sheila, you're welcome. Sheila just stared at Bale with that typical smile on her face. Bale, wait. Why are you looking at me like that? Sheila, well, I stopped. But now, Bale, wait, no, Sheila, I'm starting up again. He's a half-dog, half-human thingy, a half-dog, half-human thingy. Bale, turning and walking away. I will be in your study if you need me, but if you come in there and start singing that some more, I'll start chewing up some of your books. Sheila, you wouldn't dare, she said with a big smile on her face. Bale, stopping and looking back at her. Try me. Oh, and I'm not a human. I'm a half-elf. Sheila. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting because, the dog face thing. E. Oh wait, so you're now a half-elf. Bale. A what? Sheila. A half-elf. Because you're half-dog now. Well, quarter dog. So you're a quarter dog, half-elf, half-human thingy. Bale said nothing and turned and went inside, muttering to himself about having to put up with her silliness. Sheila, now singing softly to herself. He's a half dog, half human thingy. A half dog, half elf human thing. This needs work.